Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in again. I thought this week we would get a little bonus video thrown in for you guys, and that's going to be the dyno on the truck. This will be the before numbers, because if you're new to the channel, this is my 2023 Frontier Pro-4x, and recently I picked up the Power Pack Level 2 from Z1 Off-Road. So what it includes is a cold air intake, manifold spacer, full catback exhaust, and then the tune, all from the guys at Z1 Off-Road. So I'm going to bring the truck into a place down the road here. Now, just a warning, headphone users beware. I have brought my Mustang in there before, and it's just a little room, concrete walls, and it gets very loud. So it is just a stock truck. It doesn't have a loud performance exhaust on it quite yet, but I do know with the bigger tires that it's going to be a little noisy. So headphone users, that's your warning. So the truck does have a lot of mods. The only thing that I can think of that may throw these numbers off a little bit is our bigger tires. They're 285/70/17s. They're Mickey Thompson Baja Boss. They're 10 ply, so they are super heavy. So I would say, well, actually, I don't even know how to estimate how much that would throw off, but they are going to throw off the numbers slightly. Stock, if you're wondering, the truck is rated at 310 for horsepower and 291, I believe it is, for torque. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the numbers that we're looking at. So I'm going to bring it in. I'll throw a little clip in here, and then we'll come back to the garage once we're done and get these numbers. All right, so we made it back. You saw the truck going on the dyno there. Now, a couple things to note. One, I'm not 100% sure if they did this right, but at least I got my base numbers to go off of. Two, gear 6. This is a 9-speed transmission. 6th gear is your 1-to-1. Only thing with that is when you're in 6th, in order to get an accurate reading, you end up going so fast that you end up hitting. It doesn't have a speed limiter, but it does have a rev limiter. So he was up to like 130 miles an hour on the dyno with this thing, which for the truck, not necessarily a horrible thing, but with the bigger tires and stuff like that, it's not going to work out properly. So for the results they gave me, it was in 5th gear. And now keep in mind as well, for some reason, I don't know what was up, if the guy was doing it wrong or what, but the truck kept wanting to shift. Even in manual mode, it wanted to shift when it was past a certain speed. I'm not sure if that's a safety thing on the truck or what. Some people said theirs did not do this on the dyno, or it shouldn't do it when you have it in the manual shift mode. But what he ended up doing is he put it in tow mode, because it changes the shift points a little bit, and traction control off, and then 5th gear. Now at the end of this, you can see the reflection in the truck. I got the results right here. At the end of it, it's still shifted, and you'll see that. So I don't know exactly what was going on, but I have a base number to go off of for my results anyways, and I'll bring it back. I'll let the guy do the same thing he did this time, and at least it might not be 100% accurate of what the truck's making, but at least it'll give us an accurate idea of how much power we're going to gain with the power pack included. All right, so here are your results. You can see that is me, Nissan Frontier 2023. And basically what they've come up with is 220 for the horsepower and 278 for the torque. Now, obviously, you look at this and you think, what's going on? This little craziness back here is what I mean. The truck kept wanting to shift. So I don't know exactly why, but it was doing it. So this is what they came up with, kind of messing with the runs that they did. And the reason I'm going to say they did something weird is because the torque seems awfully high, but I think that is because, like I mentioned, they did it in tow mode. So the tow mode is going to shift or change how things shift and how you use your power because it thinks you have a big trailer or something pulling behind you. So just the weight of the truck, it's going to shift differently than if you're towing a trailer. That's what tow mode's for. So it's going to put more power to the wheels, thinking you got to have that power to pull whatever you're pulling, which I think threw off the foot-pounds or your torque numbers, which is why it's so high, because even rated with the truck is either, I think it was 281 or 291, I can't remember, but nonetheless, it shouldn't have read that high in my opinion. And then horsepower, 220 is, again, this is in 5th gear, so it will be thrown off a little bit. The truck is rated at 310. You minus, say, 15 or 20% on just any dyno for the power to the wheels. That's what you miss or what you lose. And then, of course, it is the bigger tires on the truck. And then for those people that know dynos, this is a Mustang dyno. So again, they read lower than other types, but 220, not horrible. And again, we have our base numbers here now, so we'll have something to go off of once the power pack's installed. All right, so there you go. Your numbers are done. Let me know what you think in the comments if they did it right or wrong. Nonetheless, these are the numbers I'm going off for my results. Like I said, I'll bring it back to the same place, let them do what they did again, and then we'll just go off of these numbers to see how it acts with the new one on. And tune-wise, I'm not sure if it will change how everything shifts. So it might not have that shifting issue we were having trouble with once it's tuned. But again, we'll go off these numbers and we'll see how much we gain. Not tune-wise, but mod-wise, I'm thinking I'm going to do the colder intake first, then the manifold spacer. I'll save the exhaust for last. And then, of course, we'll tune it up, get all that done, and then we'll get it back on the dyno and see how much she's made. So if you want to see that, make sure to like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you got any questions or comments about this, because again, I'm not a professional when it comes to the dyno stuff. I don't really know how it works, but I do know that this company does a lot of high performance cars around here, and they're kind of the #1 to go to. But when you throw in a Frontier, of course, I've probably been the only Frontier on that dyno ever, so it throws them off a little bit. It's a newer vehicle, and they just don't really know 100% what they're doing with these. But again, we got our base numbers. We'll go off that. Like and subscribe if you want to see everything installed, and then we'll be back for the results in a couple of weeks.